It was morning of day 6. We had a good rest last night. Enjoyed camping with the whole group for the first time. Yesterday we only went 12 miles, but it was a big day nonetheless. Today, the plan was to cover a little more than 20 miles to put us in position for the next day extraction. We had some nice rapids right off the bat. You can tell the river was about to pick up pace as we entered the gorge. The team was feeling good. Jacob and David were leading the pack. Greg and Yackleberry were bringing up the middle. Then Squirrel, Brian, Chris, and Matt brought up the rear. It was one of those mornings where everything was falling into place. The guys seemed to all be in sync. Brian's toe wasn't hurting too bad, and his back seemed to be holding up. I just hoped he'd make it through the rest of the trip. Yackleberry had become totally comfortable on the water, even in the bigger rapids. But then the beast struck in an instant. Squirrel's boat got undermined in a rapid, nearly taking me over. Here's the event in a different view. Landing in the left brace was the only thing that kept me from capsizing. Instantly, I knew this morning was about to change. She was still there, still after us.
Go left, go left!
The only question about it was, who is it going to be? I just told the guys to watch out and be on their toes, because you never know when she's going to strike. The river was changing character. Lots of boulders. Lots of big wave trains, continual flow rapids that lasted hundreds of yards. This was going to be something new to the guys. This was perfect for the beast. And out of the middle of nowhere, the unexpected happened. She took down Squirrel. And just like before, she sprang a surprise attack on him. In a seemingly nothing rapid, she had flipped him. But I could tell she wasn't done yet. Sometimes you just get a feeling on the river. Like you know it's about to happen, but you still can't stop it. Well, this was that feeling. Brian had given it everything he had for 6.5 days. The beast finally broke him down. She took down David as well. We got him to shore, ate a lunch, and let Brian try to get his back loosened up before moving on. He was in visible pain. It was this point where it stopped being fun for Brian and started being about survival. But with no choice, we had to press on.
Straighten out, David. Straighten out.
The rapids just kept coming, and they weren't getting any smaller. The beast was hungry today, and we were in her world now. We weren't just passing through. We weren't just hitting a little spot here or there. This was how it was going to be till it was over. We had to buckle down. Had to be on our A game. It was a beautiful day, and we were all enjoying the river. But you couldn't shake that feeling that it was going to happen again.
David, keep your feet up.
The beast had taken him down again.
Keep those feet up.
We got David back in his boat and squared away and pushed off down the river again. As the rapids got bigger and bigger, everybody was enjoying them more and more. Everyone except Brian, that is. David was always getting pushed sideways because of his long keel. He just had the wrong boat. But we devised a way to keep him straight in the rapids by just using his rudder all the way through no matter what. It was helping him out. Yacoberry was just all about taking the biggest rapid he could find. He was doing great. Squirrel, just keep trying to push his game to the next level. Greg was just enjoying the afternoon, taking it all in. Jacob was getting a little too confident. Started twirling his paddle in the rapids. and that's a taunt the river doesn't take lightly. I told his father to be patient with him. He was learning, and the beast is a wonderful teacher. The longer the day went on, Brian's back got tighter and tighter. The bigger rapids required more torque with his torso, which was wearing his back out, causing him a lot of pain. But Jacob started ribbing everybody because he hadn't swam and everyone else was. So Squirrel and David showed him what the big boys do with little boys who talk too much. Rapid after rapid, Brian just kept pushing through the pain. On most rapids, we would look for a cheat line that would get him through with less pain. Sometimes there was no option. Here you see Brian hugging the right bank on the other side of Chris. This would usually get him through with the least amount of pain. But this rapid had a little surprise for him. It's tough to really enjoy a river with 7 of your buddies and then feel bad for the 8th. But Brian, Boston strong, he wasn't going to quit. We just had to get him through. In an awesome twist of roles, Yackleberry was now helping Ryan get down the river. I saw it too late, and even though I hand signaled, Brian didn't have time to get over and got tangled up in a massive hole that was just to my right. And he made it through. But the grimace on his face told the story. I pointed the guys to the beach on the left. We had to get Brian out of the boat for a little bit. We thought about camping here, but it just wasn't good. We'd have to push on just a little more. Brian soldiered up, and off we went. What follows is probably the happiest moment for Matt Hambright on the whole trip. You see, a wise man once told me, we are all in between swims. The river has a way of making all men equal sooner or later. Well, that time was now for Jacob. Not sure what happened. I just heard a yell and I looked back and there he was. He didn't seem so confident now. In fact, he almost looked a little scared. Jacob was floating outside of his boat at about 5 or 6 miles an hour, and we were about to shoot through the heart of another rapid. He started to panic a little bit. And sometimes panic people do things you don't want them to do, like grab your boat. He tried, and I couldn't let him do that. I told him to face downstream, get his feet up, and get ready. It was a lesson I wanted him to learn. And it was the perfect place to learn it. And I won't lie, there was a little part of all of us that enjoyed seeing this fine young man holding on for his dear life, swimming through a rapid. Matt Hambright was really happy. You see, when you make fun of your dad for swimming, maybe Dad just lets you swim a little bit too. David comes in to assist. There's an upcoming eddy I point to with my paddle. David needs to get the sponge and meet us in the eddy. I tell Jacob to hold on to my boat and his boat, and I'm going to paddle us both in the eddy where I can get him to the shore. As usual, the whole team is nearby in case we need them. While Chris and I tended to Jacob, I had Yackleberry ferry across the river with the rest of the team to find a campsite on the far bank.
What you doing, Jacob? What you got going on over there, buddy? Oh, cool. Seems like there's some water in there.
Yeah.
What happened?
Rain.
Ah, cool. Must have been an isolated shower, huh?
Oh yeah.
There's Adam's boat and mine. Got this epic beach here on Inside Bend. Very nice campsite, very sandy. Just a little walk for some firewood. We're about to do some fishing. Got Brian here. What do you say, Brian? Chris stringing up. Matt Hambright, Glambright.
Now Jacob is a young warrior, and Matt, his father, had been receiving nothing but a lot of grief from his son ever since he fell at Brooks Falls. Well, Matt and I had it planned out that if he ever did go down, and I'm sure he would, that we would maybe make the most of the experience for him. You know, for his sake. We all had a good time. We rubbed it in a little bit, but Jacob's tough, he'll bounce back. David had a few swims today too, but they're young, they don't mind. I walked up the beach, did a little fishing with squirrel. Figured a fish dinner might make everybody feel a little better. We are in the heart of the gorge, no cell service, no way out. Just enjoy the evening, get through one more day of paddling in the morning. We didn't fish long, we had some biting. It was a nice evening.
So yeah, you can see this beach. Did a little fishing, caught a couple. Squirrel caught one, I caught one. The other guys, oh, we got three now. David, just in time. David's hauling in one. Put that thing on the beach. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna eat three fish.
So as we sat down around the fire and enjoyed our fish dinner together, started thinking about the group and how one bad apple can bring the whole thing down. All you need is one quitter to ruin it for everybody. Here we were in the heart of the gorge with no cell service, no signal, no way out except down the river. And I was thankful for one thing. This group does not have a quitter. Thinking only of the others, when he had every right to ask to get out, he persevered. The main reason he even came on the trip to begin with was not to achieve redemption at Brook Falls. He knew Yackleberry and his story, and he knew he was coming, and he wanted to make sure he had the best trip possible. You learn a lot about your friends on a trip like this, and you learn a lot about yourself. And we all learned a lot about Brian.